All right, I'm Liz Ron. Welcome again to a tutorial on the UAB faculty profile system. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about how to initialize your search settings. So we are looking at Dr. Cushman's account. He is an associate professor recently hired into hematology and oncology, who's kindly agreed to let us use him as part of this demonstration. We're going to go through two different mechanisms for initializing his profile. One is a name-based search setting. This is going to be very important for pulling publications. For instance, if you have a hyphenated last name, or perhaps your name has changed through the course of your academic career. So we want to ensure that all of the names that your publications might fall under are within the system so that it can continue to pull those for you. Additionally, we'll be looking at how to enter information on unique identifiers. So those would be things like an ORCID ID or a Scopus ID. So again, to navigate to this information, we are going to go to the menu button and going to our name-based search settings. Now you can see at the beginning of this page, there's some information about the different data sources that are mined. Once you enter that information, you can scroll past that. Here we have one name variant. We're going to enter an additional name variant, which is the last name with the first initial. To add that in, we're actually going to have to navigate over and click this green button, and then you can see the addition of that variant. Now, scrolling down, we also know that Dr. Cushman focuses on pancreatic cancer. And so we are going to add that as a key search term. And again, you'll hit that green plus button to add that information. Now, you're not done yet. It's not actually going to be saved unless you navigate to the very bottom and click the Save button. And then we will see that the search settings that we entered, that name, last name with first initial, and then the key search term of pancreatic cancer are now part of the search settings that the system will pull. This information is pulled weekly, it's indexed. So I encourage you, once you go through this process, to actually log back in roughly a week and see if your pending publications may have changed. We have a little tutorial about how you can take your pending publications and claim those. So I encourage you to look back at that. Now, thinking about unique identifiers, this is one way that you can set the system up to actually claim those publications for you. If you want to navigate back to your home screen, there are two options here. You can add an ORCID ID, but you can also add something termed a Scopus ID. Here we have a Scopus ID, so I'm going to click on that hyperlink, and here is the Add Scopus ID. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to paste in the number, and we are going to do a quick search of Scopus, which is going to yield a number of publications. We know that this is the correct Scopus ID, so I'm going to scroll down and click on They're All Mine, and then OK to auto-claim these items. And then it will populate into our system. Now we can see that the Scopus ID that we entered has been linked to this profile. If we are actually to go back up and navigate back out to our home button, our home screen, you can see that automatically it has pulled in 21 publications as belonging to Dr. Cushman. So this is a very powerful tool that can pre-populate your profile, whether you're using ORCID ID or Scopus ID. This is going to automatically pull in publications that are linked to that unique identifier.